everyone, and welcome to a nice day in the War Within Season 3. A new wall today ongoing, a new luck hopefully by picking some good items. For me it was just sadly or at least my last socket spot in the Rune Blade armbands. I'm just going to wait to get the game done for my sim, because it's still running, to just make sure to have the biggest output. And then yeah, not that lucky to be fair, just have 2 quaded rings that I would have loved to just change whenever I can get the most crests done, because for now the crests are just still capped on 900, but I think next week, or I think in 2 weeks, I'm not sure about that one, I think next week is just a curio. The dino unlock, where you just can get 1 item for free next week already. And then I think in another week after that week, I think on 21st of October, but don't nail me on that info, you can just upgrade all your items without any cap on the crests. But today I want to just talk about some other stuff. We want to just talk about the meta. That's also the title of this video. Like, what's the meta? The meta especially for Mythic Plus, for high keys, for low keys. What do I have to care for? Or what should I just try to care? And which comps should I use for myself for higher keys? And yeah, how could I just get better or just make more damage with which comp I'm playing. So I prepared a sheet for that. I will just change that one quickly fast. Give me a second to just explain a few things, because I think meta is definitely totally overrated. People are just watching your stuff that you're doing on the meta comp. I mean, yeah, meta does say a lot, I think, but yeah, it's a bit sad that people just do care about meta and not really about things that are just much more important. And that's the thing that I want to just tell you today in this video, that there are things that are a lot more important than just being meta, I think. Here, by the way, we'll just also pick this the links down below in the video, just for you to watch yourself around on this one, to check it. And here you can see for the War Within Season 3, for example, for now, as the meta says, yeah, Frost Decay totally on rank 1 on most of the DPS meters, then Havoc, then a few balance and a few feral roots, then a big BMs being played, a lot, yep, just 1.7 marksmanships arcane, and here we go, here are we, because I am main on Windwalker, 2.3%, congratulations, we made it. Yeah, so you just see, this is the meta spec here, it's like Frost, Havoc, BM, arcane mages, some allies, some warriors as well, and then the rest is just like mostly being filled with other classes. So tanks, backs, of course, prot warriors for now, and prot paladins doing the best job. Maybe on some physical comps, some also brave masters are kinda requested, and healers, yeah, of course, 2 of the biggest ones are restorations, so restored roots and restored shamans, and yeah, a little bit interesting that this priest is just being played by 2.3% for now on high keys. If you want to see it a bit more exactly, you can just click here by the way on the keys, like just click on 18, and then it's being split a little bit more, like on the key difficulties, like here key 22, key 21, for example. Here you see, I mean, yeah, there are not really much keys for now, but you see here, Feral, Outlaw, Fury, Brew, Resto, yeah, 22 key, being timed as it seems, and a good one. But yeah, for normal keys, the comp, the meta just speaks for itself, yeah. So, yeah, here is just the Mythic Plus back tier list for now at the moment, yeah. Melee tier list, S tier is Havoc and Frost, BM on S, Proud Warrior S and West of Shamans and Druids as well on S. That's just like the overall vision about the classes. Where do you stay at the moment? Yeah, we are staying on C, but let me just say one thing to that. Yeah, meta is meta, of course. Yeah, you will make a bit more damage with the right groups, but what's more important, especially for the players who will not be the best 1% players in the world. I mean, most of you may just play around 12 to 14 keystone level. So it's not like it doesn't matter that much. Yeah? It's just like, okay, doing 14 keys, 15 keys, you can play whatever you like to. Yeah, don't get away from your main spec because you just wanna be better or just being meta or so. Yeah, it's really stupid in my opinion. Just play whatever you like to. It does not really affect your game playing style a lot because every class is valid in this game, I think. Yeah, some specs doing really bad, some specs doing very great for now, like augmentations are doing bad, survival hunters for example as well, also not that requested, and that's the biggest problem with the requests. You're not getting invited in groups and people are just giving too much about the meta. But today I want to just show you something and explain you a few things for yourself if you're playing keys, what you should just be yeah, just to care about the things that you may not know, maybe you didn't care before, and it may help you to just improve your gameplay and to just get better by yourself. So to start, I just have a list about the most important buffs in the game. Here you see just here like Bloodlust, yeah, Bloodlust being done by like mages, hunters, shamans, evokers, and that's one of the most important buffs in keys as well. Of course, you can also use drums. Yeah, drums are not that bad, but I would recommend for you to just use a class that got Bloodlust at least to just make sure to get the most out of it. Yeah, so just the next one, intellect buff, mages on 3%, stamina buff by priests, attack power on warriors. Hunter's Mark is not that important to be fair in keys because the targets mostly die too quick and it's just important for the bosses maybe, but it's not that big of a gain in keys. It's a big gain I think, or I don't know if it's even a big gain for now in the raid as well. I think it's not that big because I think it's just like capped to 80% or so. So in keys it's just even less important on the Hunter's Mark, sadly. But yeah, physical buff I think is good for first comps, 100% on Windwalkers, Brewmasters, but also Mistweavers. Magical damage buff on DHs. Then damage reduction on Paladins for 3%. Verse buff, overall buff, one of the best buffs in the game I think. Druids just rocking on this one. Then rogue buffs on damage reductions. Yeah, every rogue spec got damage reduction as every Paladin, nearly the same. Then also a big buff I think is of course Wind Fury buff and Mastery buff from 2%. 2% Mastery is a huge buff by the way on shamans, so do not forget about the shamans, especially because it's anyways meta for now if you have a resto shaman. But also elementalist shamans are doing a great job for now I think. And Bloodlust. And also yeah, a reincarnation, so they can just send up one time for free as a healer, might be also very good. Then Warlocks, support, Healthstones and Skates, and also Evokers, not listed here, but Evokers time reduced stuff like with the Time Spiral if they scale it, or just a normal reduction of your speed things. I think it's the buff Source of Magic, I think. Is it Source of Magic? Don't nail me on this one. I haven't played Evokers for a longer time now. So yeah, but overall, Evokers, yeah, not that important in keys, and not that important in raid as well, I think, for now. At least not for damage, yeah? I mean, for sustain, of course, yeah? And for the comp might be also good, but for now, not like last seasons with augmentations. You know, augmentations were fucking rocking, but for now they are dog, sadly. Okay, so what should I care as well? Like bloodless battle rests, yeah. I mean, battle rest, especially in hectic situations where just like your tank or your healer is going to die, may lead to a wipe if you do not have anyone who can rest them. Yeah, especially your tank is going to get one-shotted from any mechanic and you cannot rest them. Might be really bad. So make sure to have a class that has a battle rest available. Otherwise, I just recommend everyone to get this item here, the jumper cables on quality 3, because on 3 the cast time is slower and it's a lot slower, so it makes it easier to rest and you can focus again back to your game. So, best comps in the game. Now we are going a little bit deeper to the details that I want to tell you in this video. So, what does physical mean? What does magical classes mean? Yeah, so you have classes that doing just physical damage, for example, and are also profiting mostly from the buffs from that comp. So I would recommend, if you're making a group and you are a class listed here in this list here, to just look around the other classes as well, to just make a comp out of it. So like a monks, it's useless to invite a mage, for me at least, because I have no gain about the int buff. Yeah, the same goes to like demon hunter. Yeah, demon hunter is not a buff. I am not making magical damage, so check always your damage stuff you're doing. So demon hunters, for me at least, is not really good because I have no damage gained by that one. So the best for monks, for example, is like being a monk windwalker, as in my state. Warrior buff is very big enhancement with the mastery buff as well. You know, mastery is also one of our main specs for now, our main talents, I would say, one of our main stats as well. And feral with verse always overall good, and rogues are just profitating from all of the buffs and has some utility, you know, like if you want to shroud something or so, but it's not like rogues are doing any big buffs to you. And hunters as well. Hunters for now really strong meta on S tier, especially BM. Have bloodlust as well. It's not bad to have a BM in the group. So yep, that's just for the physical classes. Yeah, so just make sure to get those classes into your group. If you a monk, for example, makes your damage gain a little bit higher and makes it easier, 100%. You may also just look around a bit with melee and ranges. Maybe sometimes it's better to have one more ranged with your healer together, which are like two ranges, and like 3 melees would be perfect. If you don't can get a ranged DPS inside your group, yeah, don't be worried about too much about that one. It is good, but it is not the end of the world if you don't have those. Yeah, again, back to that. You see the magical groups, like mages for int buffs, boomies profit about the mage buffs, verse buff, elemental shamans with mastery, demon hunters with magical damage. Then priests as well, shadow priests for example. Also got the stamina buff to have more stamina. Warlocks, Hellstones, Gates, Workers. That's all the classes that profitate by mastery, by verse buff, by the mage buff, int buff. So that's like about the comps, yeah. Then we got like the comps on Palace, DKs and Demon Hunters, yeah. I just list them about comp independent, because Palace are just like, they got the gain about like Demon Hunters, but it's not like one of the classes listed above here that have more gain about anything, yeah. So it's just like Palace are of course profiting as well, like from the mastery, from the verse buff, yeah. I would maybe just get the piles more upside here to magical, because Demon Hunter buff is also important, but for example mage buff is just anyways for Palace. They just have strength, they do not get any int buff. Yeah, so it's just more like comp undependent. I think Palace have also good state and physical comps, because they have a lot of utilities, yeah. And that's the biggest problem on Paladins, yeah. I think that most of the Paladins just care about themselves, but they have so many things like a bubble, like a bob, like a lay in hands, like good off heal as well. And that's the biggest thing on a Paladin that changes, that just compares a bad Paladin to a good Paladin. So yeah, just make sure to check the Paladins, especially how many keys they have time, but I'm coming later to that point. But Paladins overall really good in keys. They have a battle res and doing great damage for now, 100%. So Educate as well. I have also the magic gain, mastery gain as well, boomy gain, but also more comp independent, because I also think for now DK is doing a great job as well in physical class comps, because you have grabs, especially like in keys like Arakara, grabs are really good on those classes. So yeah, DK is doing a good job in there. So grabs are important. You have aim set for big damage incomes, and yeah, don't forget about the damage, of course, that DK is doing in this season. But it's more comp independent, because it just has the gain in magical classes, at least from the Demon Hunter and from the Druids, but and Shaman as well, yeah, but not like from mages. So those are just a little bit more independent, because they're really good. All of the three classes, I think, in both of the groups, like magical and physical, yeah. Good, then just one more sentence about the biggest advantage of being meta, like those classes on S tier. Of course, you're getting invited a lot faster, I think, than if you are a enhancement shaman or a windwalker, for example, or augmentation, not that for now. Yeah, as well as Affliction Warlock or Fire Mages. So yeah, that's just the biggest gain, 100% by Mythic Plus meta specs for now. If you have a team, by the way, yeah, team is always, of course, better than just playing with packs, of course. And then I would just really be a little bit more reliable on those comps in the game, yeah, because it's definitely matters, and it makes the damage bigger and helps you to master bigger keys as well in here. So yeah, I mean, just for example, if you know Crit Kick, or if you know Dabnell, that's my idol, by the way, rank 1 on like every season on the War Within for now on Mythic Plus. Just watch like the War Within Season 2, yeah, Dabnell, completely on a 3.97 IO. And then let's watch about the last season on the meta, the War Within Season 2. Watch just like Unholy, being played a lot in high keys, balanced Druids. So War Within Season 2, Druids, DPS. You see, the best Druids were just slightly ahead of like Dabnell, yeah. So that's what I mean about comp dependency, yeah. Dabnell is just playing a lot of keys with fifth comp last season with like Feral Druid, Resto Shaman, I think, or no, Enhancement Shaman, sorry, a Disty Priest, and I think Prot Warrior tank, for example. And that's like I was saying before with the comps, yeah, comps do matter, but it's not only like meta, yeah, they were not meta at all if you just watch about it, the DPS specs from Season 2. Just Disty Priest was meta, Vengeance was meta, but not Prot, and not Feral, yeah, not Windwalker. So comps do matter more than just flat they care about meta. So do not overrate meta. You won't come to that point where meta is going to meta for you, yeah. So, as well, like on Crit Cake, yeah, just watch Crit Cake's DPS, the Crit Cake's Raya from last season. Like, he was ranked 10 overall from Road Warriors, yeah. In between him on spot 10 and as well like Druids, or I think mages were also meta, yeah, like mages, arcane mages. Let me just check that one for you for season 2. It's kind of the same, yeah. Like here, okay, you have like under the best 10 gamers, as well as 3.9, maybe 4k around that corner, and he has 3.9. So yeah, it's maybe like a few keys more than 21, but that's just what I want to say to you. Yeah, it's not like all over that just only this is important to just play with the metas classes. Yeah, every class has its right to be in a game, and 100% fine to just play with your comps. Okay, so some more things I want to tell you. What's also very important, not only about the comps, it's also like the experience of players. Yeah, Raya and number of keys played may say more than the comp dependency. Yeah, that means like I just have three things. For example, like here one gamer has time already plus 17 straight on radio, has 3.4, nearly 3.5 KIO, and is on 52 timed runs on 15 plus. Yeah, here another player, for example, has just like 27 keys timed on 15 plus. But look at these numbers: 310 keys timed on plus 14 to 12, and 182 on 11 and 10 keys. And then just watch like me, yeah, me big noob, just for now on 3.4k, also good. Okay, it's nice. A plus 17 gambit, also Ecodome by the way. But only 15 keys timed on plus 15 runs, and just a few 10-11 keys, not to mention 12 and 14. So this is also just showing experience, yeah, overall experience. I think this gamer just can heal, or DPS, depends what's his main spec. Do not remember. I think it was healer main, because he was with me in the Arakara plus 16 key. So you see, just in here, experience means a lot. Just like think about your progress. So if you're progressing a boss, for example, progressing a boss on the raid, it is just like the same thing. Yeah? You're just pulling the boss again and again and again, and some more experience you're gonna gain by the bosses. Of course, the lower the percentage of the boss is going to drop, as well as your feelings about the boss. You're getting more used to the mechanics. You can focus more on DPS, and that's like you should also just play keys. By the way, yeah, just watch about the keys, watch about the mechanics of the bosses first, and then just play around that. Because the more so often you're just getting used to play those keys, I'm sure you will get more and more comfortable with the mechanics, and the damage is coming by him itself if you're just focusing on the important stuff that's going on in the keys. Yeah. Also, you can just watch the Raya from last season on radio from players. Maybe if they had a good Raya in season 2. It matters as well a bit more, I think, even with the gear score they have, of course, and of the experience for like now in the season. Like Floodgate Priory were the same keys like last season. So why not picking one player with just like, I don't know, 3.1 KIO or so, if he has the gear score already and he knows the keys and has like a main Raya on last season on 3.5 or even 3.6 KIO or even higher or so. Yeah. So don't be too picky about the choices. Just watch around the IO from players, maybe from last season as well, if they are not shown for now in your screen, if you just click on them. Yeah, because sometimes it is being mentioned down below, like current season, last season or so, but so higher people are claiming Like you see on me, I'm now on 3.4k IO. I was last season on 3.5k, so still not being mentioned now on my screen as well. It would just look like that, and my main IO is not shown because I'm already too high to my last season. Alright, so I hope I could have helped you a little bit at least to make it more clear about being meta and just what's really important to care for. And just let me say one last sentence: do not care only about meta classes. Meta classes are fine, are good, doing a great job 100%, but just think about more about the player itself, like the experience. Think about the best comps in the game that you can create by your class, and yeah, just try it out. Maybe you getting more and more DPS gain by just caring about those stuff. Maybe you get better by playing, and yeah, that's it with the video. I hope I could help you. Thank you for watching. I hope if you liked the video, just leave me a comment below if you have any questions about it. Maybe I can answer them. And also just give me an abo if you like the video, and see you guys in the next one. Thank you. Goodbye.